I'll get the door.
Mike, what do you think the factors were for this team to put together such a complete performance?
It always starts, with the leadership, the captains, and the leadership council setting the tone. But realistically, it was a full week of preparation that was diligent and, quite honestly, a little salty. So, I think it was the attention to detail. It was the focus on the style of football we were going to play, not the results that were going to come. And, there was some complimentary football at its finest where, you'd get a stop, you'd get a special teams play, and you'd get points. And that football 101, even with a couple, throws that I was actually really pumped. I told Tua on some third down calls to let it rip down the field and kind of operate it as an opportunity ball to, act as a punt. Still, with all that, we ended up in the plus. So, by and large, we just executed on the things that we set out to execute. So I think that was the biggest difference.
The penalty before the game even started, really, and the interception from Tua, how are you guys able to overcome those early mistakes?
I think, it's the unintended consequence of adversity. I think we've had our fair share of reps of having things not, play out the way you kind of set out for them to play out. And the young team that, we have a lot of young players that have been learning on the fly. And I think, it was a good game of maturation in that way. So it was good to have a complete effort. And when you get complete efforts like that and you don't allow things to play a factor in your style of play, regardless if it's whatever a call you don't believe is right or a play that the opposing team makes. I was very proud of our resolve and our focus to get the job done.
What did happen on that timeout? Was that intended, the very first one, or was there some miscommunication with an official?
Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to get fined, so I called the timeout to have a information gathering session, and we had a nice direct conversation, and then we moved on with our lives.
The Dolphins declined to trade Devon Achane or Jalen Waddle, despite multiple reports that there were multiple offers. How do you feel about the team's decision on to not trade either of those players?
I think our team's decision. Fortunately, I'm part of the team, and so I'm happy with our collective decision. But that's, again, I think it's frustrating every trade deadline to me because I think there's like 30% of the information is reported realistically. Like that is very, very normal to have people check in if you have a losing record. That's pretty much the autopilot of the entire National Football League is you try to see if there's anybody willing to jump into let go of their best players. So I think with our record at 2-7 at the time, 10 times out of 10 you're going to get calls on every player that you have that other teams want. So I think the main thing is that we were I've never once thought about those dudes not as a Dolphin, and it's only healthy business not to turn your phone off. But I think it's pretty status quo. I wish they reported every person that was inquired about across the league, and it would dilute that as a headline.
There's so much swirling around Tua outside noise. I know how you guys handle outside noise, but he seems to be able, and this has happened before, where just how he is just was all week. Was he just kind of like that single focus?
Yeah.
And do you ever see that stuff? It doesn't appear to ever bother.
No, I think that's one of his calling cards that makes him, uniquely prepared for the position that he is as a franchise quarterback because, I don't think people really give it its due on how difficult it is when you have all the layers of scrutiny. I do think that that is what you sign up for. So it's more like I know the mental toughness of him because of his ability to flourish in those types of situations. He was the captain and the leader this game, and I thought he did. He showed the way to the team by. I asked him to be aggressive on a couple plays and, not worry about the result if it was a deep play, and give our guys a shot down the field. And to me, that's how you win football games, is when you have people that put aside stat sheets, put aside, no one wants to throw a pick. But to be aggressive and to, challenge the defense and have the rest of your offense work on. If you're going to take risks, you can't be afraid of the end result. I think he made one of his, the second touchdown was a gigantic play in the game that was super aggressive. They had probably like a 3-yard window to complete that before it was the back of the end zone. So he played really well. But I think as a captain of this team, he knew what time it was, and I thought he led and corresponding really all the captains were fixtures in this game, and very proud of their effort. So we will be excited to take that onto another game and try to replicate this type of execution.
Considering the adversity y'all have faced this season and, of course, the history against Buffalo, what does a win like this over a team like that mean to that locker room?
I think they've chose to believe throughout the whole thing, throughout the whole offseason. They've made that decision to continue to believe and continue to invest in each other. My belief, just in football and in life, is that is paid back to you if you have the steadfast nature and mental fortitude and toughness. Ironically, a lot of times in football, some of your best feelings are piggybacked off of some of your worst feelings. So I think it's important because they believe that could be the outcome, realistically against every opponent. We know exactly how we've hurt ourselves in other games. So for them to go out and have dividends for all their investment, it's very important and deserved for them. I think we've been looking for a 3-phase game against a division opponent like that for some time, and I think that gives us no excuse, and the black and white formula for success moving forward. So I know you can. I think it's pretty obvious from the play. They didn't believe that their season was over. That's difficult to do when everyone's talking to you about the season being over, unless it's not difficult because you choose to focus on the right stuff, and then you can have efforts like that. And then the National Football League is all about all right, so then you have that window of celebration, but then no one cares and you're back to work facing another opponent. So we'll have a enjoyable evening, I'm sure, or they will. I will be making up for some lost daddy-daughter time, and then which I'll enjoy. Don't get confused. But I won't be partying. And then tomorrow morning we'll be back at it, getting ready for the Commanders.
I guess what does it say about this team, though, kind of building off that you've been able to respond to probably your two worst games of the season in Cleveland and Baltimore, with your two best games in Atlanta and now today.
I think I'm very happy that everyone gets to see the side that I see. You know, I see guys win, lose, or draw, focus and lean in and buy in, and you know, I think eventually you have games where it comes together in situations like that. So I think it's awesome because they deserve it. Not a surprise to me, and you know, based upon you know our work weeks, that was something that you know we knew that if we wanted to gain some respect from the division of that team, we had to earn it. So I think they were steadfast on putting together a good game and showing people that we are better than our record, and then you have to continue to do that when you start in a hole. But realistically, it's about our football evolving, not taking a step back. I think that has been the case for the most part of the season, with exception to games that we over the top shot ourselves in the foot. I think our guys learned from that and applied literally how do they fix their game every rep for every day with a concrete focus and a resolve. So you know, that's the fun part about the National Football League, is the parity is real. So you better come prepared and with your best. We knew we had to today to get a win here at home. It's been too long since we've been able to say that, but happy that we got it done today against Buffalo.
That flight to Spain a little more enjoyable tomorrow, considering this result?
Yeah, I mean,
just the
well,
taxi of going international.
I think my hope and where I feel our team is at is the focus will only increase. You know, very hard workers in that locker room haven't gotten the results necessarily that they wanted, and so then you push yourself even more, and then you do get the results. That becomes addicting. That focus, that feeling in control over your football existence. That's what you feel when you have complementary football, that not one person or one phase has to carry the load. And that's achieved through one way. And you know, I'm very confident in the locker room that we're going to Spain for a football game, and they will be chomping at the bit to have another game where they get the opportunity to try to put something together and win as a team. So it was a good day at the office for sure.
mentioned this week how important this game was for you guys, given how the series has gone against Buffalo. How satisfying is it, given that, to come out here and have such a complete game today?
It's very satisfying. We beat a great team today, and I'm proud of the guys in the locker room. Defense did what they needed to do. Offense did what we needed to do to some extent, and then special teams, they did what they needed to do to help us collectively, win this football game. So I'm proud of the team, proud of those guys in that locker room, and this is one of those where, I want to say, I'm very proud because I see the work that they put in and day out, and this is one that, I think they deserve, the team deserves.
How did Achane affect the game today?
I mean, he had 2 touchdowns. I think that affects the game. Every time you can get someone like that, a playmaker on your team, you get him the ball in his hands and you know what he's capable of doing. But it's not just that. It's also in the pass game where he helps us thrive as well. So having someone like that who can align at running back, who can align at slot or at receiver, I think that tells you a lot about, the playmaker he is.
I imagine you had to feel pretty good that you still have Jalen Waddle alongside you when you threw that deep touchdown to him. What's that like after all those rumors swirling around to still have him and connect like that in a big way?
That's me and Dub. That's our connection that we've had, even being at Alabama. So Vaughn even called it. Vaughn was talking about that play too. That when we talked about it, he called that's yo. So we had to make that play, and Waddle made that play.
There's so much swirling around, and especially with you, should they start looking at other people? Are you going to be here next year? All that stuff. And I know you guys, how you handle that. You don't. So is it at all, during the week, does it make you more focused? Do you make a direct attempt to just not even look forward? Or how do you handle it all like that?
I think for me, the more I try to focus or overly try to do something, I tend to get worse at what I'm doing because that's not how I operate with how I do things. With me watching film, with me doing my own walkthroughs after watching film, what those might look like. I don't think doing more for myself or trying to overly cook that is going to better myself. And I've understood that throughout, just the past month by myself. When I just go do what I need to do, understand reasons as to why we're doing it, play calm, play togetherness football. That's what this sport is about. That's why it's a team sport. It's not about one individual.
Outside stuff isn't even
Yeah, it helps that I don't have social media. That's why. So, none of that unless one of my teammates have something to say and they're like, "Hey, you didn't see this or that." So
Every win counts for one, but is Buffalo a little bit more special because they've had such success in the division and success against your team?
Yeah, I would say both could be true, right? Every time you can get a win in the NFL, that's special. But given the times we've played Buffalo in the past and have gotten close and then have gotten blown out, I think that this one definitely makes it that much more special that it was against Buffalo, a division rival. They've had our number for years, and so to be able to, the last time that we play them this year, being that we beat them, that's a special feeling.
The team that won today and against Atlanta, is part of you like, why aren't we doing that every week? What's clicked today in Atlanta that hasn't clicked other weeks?
Sorry, say that again?
The team that won today and the
Yep.
team that won in Atlanta, decisive wins. What clicked in those weeks that hasn't clicked the rest of the year?
I think everyone's motives are pure. I think some of us take it more upon ourselves to try to do other people's jobs when that's not our job. And so you hear Mike talk a lot about conviction in what you're doing and trusting that everyone has conviction in what they're doing, where they're going to be in the pass game, for the running backs, the space that they're going to have to find, where those holes are going to be for them in the run game. So it's just having conviction for ourselves individually, trusting that the entirety of everyone is going to do what they need to do and what they're supposed to do.
Mike said It's okay with you taking those deep shots, third and longs, because if they get picked off, it's just like a long punt anyway. Was that like a mindset that had to shift to go ahead and take those shots anyway, not be worried about throwing an interception on those?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a mindset shift. It was more so when we got a certain look, when we got one-on-one with Jalen and it was single high safety, that no matter what, we wanted to take that shot. And, we want to give one of our best guys on the offense an opportunity to go one-on-one with whoever their DBs are. And so, got to make a better play, both me and Ski. But outside of that, that's what we were told to do. Thanks, guys.
What's it like when you got a lead late, ball's coming to you, and you're able to just put it away twice, really?
It's good, man. I feel like this win, man. Like as a team, I feel like we played community football on all levels. Defense played an outstanding game. Like I said, man, when we clicking on all cylinders and when we able to like end the game, on an offense standpoint, I feel like that's like the type of football they want to play. And like you said, like Tua said, we put in the work week in, week out. So this like wasn't like no shock to us because we always knew like, okay, like we don't make these little mistakes and we stay ahead of the sticks and stay on schedule. Like we can put up points.
Von, I know it's one game of 17, but I think this is your first time beating Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel any different?
Most definitely. Like you said, since I came to lead, I think I played them like 5, 6 times, like 6. Yeah, this is my 6th time playing them. This is my first win. So like, it's great. It feels special. But like you said, it just shows that like the other times that we played them, like when it was close and when we did get below, it just comes to the little things and us knowing like, okay, we can get over this hump. And I feel like today that's what we did.
Lesson to run the ball against them and effectively. I mean, you have today. You guys ran the ball really effectively. Win the game. You have run in periods.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you're running the ball good, man, I feel like, don't go away from it. I mean, like you said, they played a lot of, when they was stacking the box, playing single high, that's when, okay, we see what they're doing. And now we going to 17. And like you said, when it's single high, that means he's one-on-one. And we like him against whoever we playing. So like you said, I feel like we complement each other, the pass game and the run game. I feel like when we're a balanced offense, I feel like we do whatever we want.
There were a lot of reports that other teams tried to trade for you and Jalen Waddle. Interim GM Champ Kelly decided not to trade you guys. How do you feel about that?
I feel good, man. Like I said, I want to be here. No matter, like I said, no matter our record, this is where I want to be. And I was glad, neither one of us was gone. So.
Like Tua said about things are closing in when there's outside noise. Do you see him as a leader become like kind of a bunker mentality? And this is, doesn't matter what else is being said, doesn't matter what our record is this week, this is what we have to do. Do you see Tua get into that kind of mode?
Most definitely. Like you said, no matter like what's going on outside, like you said, he QB1. Like you said, we all have bad games, good games. And like you said, he get a lot of noise, but, I mean, I see him every day. He don't pay no attention to it. He come in every week like he's supposed to.
What was your best run today as you saw it? Did something you did or saw or reacted to?
Probably my first touchdown. Just making guys miss in the hole. That was probably the second one. It was pretty blocked up. Good. So I didn't have to do a lot. So probably the first one.
What do you think is the potential for this team for this upcoming stretch, given that you guys have put together 2 of your best performances in the last 3 games?
We just gotta just keep moving forward, man. Just keep doing the same things and making sure that, like I said, we don't have those little critical mistakes that cost us games. And like I said, we play great on all levels, special teams, defense, offense. And when we playing like that, it don't matter who we playing. I feel like we can win against anybody.
Thanks, Devon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bradley, you said used the word delusional when we talked to you Wednesday about the belief you guys had. Did you have an inkling you guys would perform this way today?
I mean, I feel like, man, the way we've been preparing, all the stuff we've been through this season, man, we just been fighting. And each and every day, it's not like we lost that game, now let's mope around. Like 2-7, like it didn't matter. Like we just showed up to work. Everybody had that same mindset. And that's why, like, I use the word delusional because, like, nobody on the outside going to believe about it, but all of us in there do. And we came out and showed it today.
Bradley, what part of the defensive plan worked best today?
I was just saying, corralling 17, man. He's a playmaker. He's all over the place. He had a couple times on us where he got moving around and extending those plays, but I feel like the front four, we just worked together in a sense. And then, man, JB was flying around. Those linebackers were flying around when it came down to the run. We were setting edges and letting those guys play free. So I'll give it credit, man, to the front seven. The DBs held up exactly when they needed to. We had a lot of guys come in and step up. Man, Juju Brent stepped up. Jason Marshall stepped up. Minka had that play on the 4th and 1. You know what I mean? He's been doing this at an all-pro level. So it's just about the belief, man. Everybody in there believing in each other, believing in the process, believing in how we going to take the field, and that's what worked.
Mentally, how did you guys avoid getting disheartened when Josh Allen did start to make plays? Were you saying things to each other on the sideline? Like, what were you guys doing?
I mean, he's an MVP for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, we know he's going to make the plays. It's just about how we respond to it. E+R=O. Not getting, too down on ourselves. At the end of the day, like I say, he's an MVP caliber player. So it's just about responding, and I feel like we did that.
Was there an emphasis again on getting the ball out, like we saw that game against the Jets, how you guys were able to do that? Was that re-emphasized at any point?
That's been an emphasis all season, man. It's been an emphasis all season. And today, throughout the week of practice, a lot of shots on goal, a lot of punching at the ball against the scout team. They weren't coming out in practice, but when you keep doing stuff, it's a lot of averages, man. Just guys getting it ingrained in their heads. And JB had one, Jack had one. Somebody else had one?
And both recovered. And
Yeah.
if he had a pick.
If he had to pick, man, get to the ball.
Bradley, I honestly can't remember the last time the Bills were shut out through 3 quarters. What did that mean to you and the unit?
It didn't mean nothing until we finished it. But unfortunately, they got the 13. It feels good to hold them to that. But at the end of the day, man, you got work to do. Let's keep them shut out. Let's keep the 0 on the board, and take that mindset into next week.
Bradley, without getting too far ahead, does it almost feel like, considering your history with Buffalo, if you could beat the Bills like this, is there a sense in the locker room of okay, why can't we turn the season around? Why can't we?
I told you, bro, we all in the headspace of you don't want to say it out loud, you want to do it, but we all delusional, man. We all know what we can do, and we believe that if we put our minds to it, man, we can play complementary football like we did. The sky's the limit, man. You know what I mean? And it's not it's not delusional at the end of the day because we know we can do it. We know we're going to go out there and do it. And it's just about each and every day having that same faith, that same mindset, and, trusting the plan, man. God got a plan for all of us, and it's about how we go out there and execute. Just don't take nothing for granted.
What explanation did you get on that taunting penalty? It seemed like you just celebrated on your own the same dance you always do.
Yeah, I think I just stayed on top of them a little too long. On to the next, you know what I mean? Can't do nothing about that one. It hurt. They scored after that, so I feel like I put that one on me. But, just got to be better at that on that standpoint.
How much do you like to see the offense run the ball like they did today when, it keeps Josh Allen on the bench, keeps you guys on the sideline?
Yeah, keep their defense on the field too. So I thought that was great, man. They felt the elements today. I was telling somebody on the sideline, I wish it kept raining because when that sun came back out, we all felt it, you know what I mean? And when you're in the cold climate like that, coming down here, it affects you a little bit more. So having the defense on the field that whole time, it was good for us, man, and just got to make it keep happening.
Bradley, were you aware that Bills fans flew like a banner above Hard Rock Stadium before the game?
Oh, nah, I didn't see that.
I guess, and considering how often they flock to this game, does it feel any better winning this game considering all that?
It feels good winning this game because where we've been with this team the past couple of years, man. And ever since I've been here, we haven't had much success against them, you know what I mean? And honestly, this is my first time playing them in Hard Rock because in 2022, I got here after that game. 2023, I got hurt before that game, and then last year I didn't play at all. So, just that was my mindset. I haven't played them here, and I wanted to make sure it was memorable. So they could do all the flying banners and stuff. They won here multiple times. So if they had that confidence going into it, that's fine. But it's about how we respond to it.
Thanks, Bradley.
Yep, appreciate it.
Thanks, Bradley.